Hi y'all, Renee here. Hey, if you saw my video last week, you know that I did hours and hours of crafting with my phone accidentally set on time lapse. Created some very interesting video footage, pretty much compressing 4 or 5 hours into like a minute, minute and a half. If I could craft that fast, oh my gosh, life would be like, I could get so much done. But I do not. However, so in order to save this so that I can share these projects with you, I thought I'd go ahead and just do a walkthrough of the layouts that I created. This was using the Sweet as Honey scrapbooking kit. This kit is so beautiful. And I just love the way these layouts turned out. So what I'm going to do is just do a walkthrough for you. And then for your entertainment, I am going to stick at the end of this video the time-lapse footage. So you can laugh along with me at my mistake and also maybe wish along with me that we could all craft that fast and get that much done. Anyway, so this is the first layout. Love this one. This is so thick. The special technique this time around was painting using the media spray from Dina Wakley. This is Gilt. If you use this, just make sure that you shake, shake, shake really, really well before you use it. And also use it on a surface that you don't care if it gets messed up, because this stuff is permanent. Now, I just used a regular old paintbrush to paint with this. Put a little tiny bit on a paper. I think I may have used a paper plate now that I think about it. A little bit on a paper plate, and just use my brush. So that's how I use this for the special technique. But it really turns out nice. I don't know if the camera is going to pick up the shine. There is just an incredible amount of shine from the painting that I did. So this is the first page. The left page. This is the right, and I love how this came out right here. This whole just grouping, just beautiful. And this holds 4x6 pictures. Of course, you can change your pictures out. You can use flip flaps. You know, you can make it your own. So that's the first layout. Now here is the second layout. Again, using that Dina Wakley Gilt spray. Painted this bee. Then I also splattered the background. So there are some splatters of that same Dina Wakley Gilt. Love the way this all came out. This turned out so cute. This was all with the pre-cut die cuts. That's the one thing about this kit. All the die cuts are pre-cut. All you have to cut are like these things here in the background, your photo mats, some of your just general paper background pieces. But overall, there's not a lot of cutting. So it does come together very, very quickly. So that's the left page. And this is the right page. Again, I love how this beehive came out and these cork pieces. They do add a little bit of dimension. I don't know if you're going to be able to tell on the camera how much dimension there is. It adds a very, very small amount of dimension, but it really makes a big difference. And you can add more dimension if you like by using foam squares, dimensional adhesive, whatever you want to use. I have a lot of pages, and some of my early pages have a lot of dimension because you just can't stop yourself sometimes. So I've really pulled back on the amount of dimension I'm putting on my pages. But these cork stickers really add that dimension without adding a lot of thickness. So I really love that. I love this. This paper is just gorgeous. This reminds me when I was a little girl and we'd visit my grandmother in Memphis. We would go to Wendy's. Back then, Wendy's was pretty much, I think, only in the South. At least it wasn't where I lived on the West. And so we would go to my grandmother's in Memphis, and we would go to Wendy's, and their tables had these old-fashioned like newspaper tops. And I just thought it was so interesting, and I would read them all. Not that any of them were different, and I read the same thing over and over, but I did it anyway. So, but that just reminds me, takes me back to childhood. But I love the way these came out. Now, something I did wrong And some of you may have already noticed, see how this doesn't line up? I can't believe I did that. I'm usually really good about sitting things next to each other and making sure they line up. So if you're making this one, watch that. Just make sure you get it right if that matters to you. I might go in and try to change this. I may not. I use ring bound, not post bound albums. I prefer ring bound albums. So I don't even know if it's going to be that noticeable because there will be a little bit of a space between the two. But you know what? If there is and anyone wants to say anything about it, go for it. Make fun of it. I don't care. But anyway, and so that's the second layout. And then the final layout, really, really pretty. Again, used that gold, the gold gilt to do some painting on a couple of things. This page actually was so fast and easy to put together. I love the background. I love the way it has the multiple layers and the hexagons, really calling in the whole bee theme. Love that. A little bit of the corkboard stickers for a little additional dimension without crazy dimension. So all in all, I think these three layouts turned out so beautiful. But even more than that is I had so much fun putting these together. This was probably one of those days where I just really had a lot of fun crafting in such a way that was beautiful. It was pre-designed. You can make changes, but this was all pre-designed and so easy. Sorry about that noise. So easy to do. Anyone can do this. Seriously, I have no special skill in scrapbooking. Believe me, card making is more my area, along with, crochet and cross stitch and all, sewing and all those things. But scrapbooking, I struggle with. When I do make my own scrapbook pages just from scratch, they're very, very simple. I have a hard time pulling together these types of little vignettes. But when you use these kits, oh my gosh, it's so easy. And it makes you feel so good about yourself that you can do this, because you can do this. I'm telling you. So with that said, sorry, I'm going a little crazy today. If you would like any information about this kit, now this kit is while supplies last, only through the end of February. So if this is something you think you want, you better jump on it. Now, there is a new catalog coming in March, and I will be sharing next week probably. I'll be sharing a little haul to show you some of those kits. But you can also, on March 1st, look at the full catalog on my website, and I always have a link down below to that. So with that said, I am going to leave you today. Do stay tuned if you want to watch a minute to a minute and a half probably of craziness of me putting this together in time lapse. Laugh along, I don't mind. If this is your first time here, I'm not usually so disorganized, and I don't usually make these kind of mistakes with my camera. But you know what? I'm human and things happen. But if this is your first time here, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. If you wouldn't mind hitting that little red subscribe button down below, it would mean the world to me. And if you watch this, if you wouldn't mind just giving me a quick thumbs up, that would really help me with YouTube, and YouTube might recommend my video to others, because right now I don't think I'm getting recommended because I just don't have enough interaction. And if you leave me a comment, I will comment back. I promise you. So with that, I hope you have a wonderful day, a wonderful week, and I will see you all in the next one. Enjoy the time lapse to come next. Bye.